Hello and welcome to my channel Dawn of Pens, where we talk about fountain pens and everything fountain pen related. My name is Dawn, and today we're looking at the Asvine number 8 nib. It comes in 4 different options. It comes in a stub, a medium, a fine, and an extra fine. I thought it'd be worthwhile for all of us to have a look at it together and see which one might actually be right for you. So join me below and let's have a look. So let's look at these nibs a little bit closer. We'll start with the extra fine. This is on a C80 fountain pen in the very nice purple resin. Then I also have it in a fine on also a C80. Then I have the medium in a V800, and lastly I have the stub 1.1 stub in also a C80. These nibs are compatible with the C80, C2000, and also the V800. It also comes in a gold finish, as you can see with this one on my other V800. So we can look at them a little bit closer now. Let's start with this. This is the extra fine. You can see that it's quite fine, but we'll have a look in a bit more detail when we actually do the writing sample. It doesn't have much tipping. It's quite thin, but yeah, okay, that's the extra fine. This is the fine. It has a bit more tipping, but it's still not that much, but a bit more noticeable than the extra fine. The medium, now you can see that tipping right there. It's definitely much more than the fine and extra fine. Lastly, the 1.1 stub. So that has no tipping at all, but it's still very smooth, but no tipping. We'll look at that in a bit more detail in the writing sample that we'll have a look at right now. Let's start with the extra fine. So this is the Asvine number 8 steel extra fine nib in a C80. The ink in here is Lamy dark lilac. This is the new dark lilac, not the original. We'll look at the lines. Horizontal, the vertical looks about the same. We'll measure that. Let's see if there's any bounce and line variation. Yes, you can get some line variation. It's not a flex nib, it doesn't flex that much, but if you can see, it does have some bounce, and it's very nice and smooth for an extra fine. But looking at it, if you like a really fine line like the Japanese fine or extra fine, this is almost thicker than a Japanese fine. I would say that the extra fine is closer to potentially a medium. We'll measure the lines later and then we'll compare it. Next is the Asvine number 8 steel. This is a fine nib in a C80 as well, and this is Pilot Hiroshi Zuku for you Shogun, which is a brown ink. Not sure whether you can see that. Looks at the line, horizontal, vertical. It does look like the vertical is a bit thicker than the horizontal, so it's mildly stubby. In terms of bounce, yes, it's about the same as the extra fine, but you can actually get quite a thick line if you were to apply some pressure, but that's more pressure than you would apply in normal writing. You can see that there isn't much. It's quite a fixed line when you write normally. Next, so this is the Asvine number 8 steel medium nib in a V800. Very nice. The ink is diamine polar glow. One of my favorite inks. Line variation. So you can see that the horizontal line's quite similar. It hasn't actually changed that much. The vertical line is thicker. It feels a bit stiffer than the extra fine and fine, but it does have a bounce still. Not sure you can see that. If you put line variation, you can see it's not that different from the fine, although it ends with a slightly thicker point. So that's the medium. And finally, we got the very beautiful 1.1 stub. So this is the Asvine, oh nice, number 8 steel stub 1.1 in a C80, and the ink is Pilot Hiroshi Zuku Konpeki. It's actually very nice and bouncy, this one. It's actually bouncier than the medium. Let's compare that again. This is the medium. It's a bit more firm, I would say, and this is line ball, I would say. It's maybe because there's less tipping, you feel that it's a bit different. Line variation, again, you can see that the line, if you compare with the extra fine, it's not that different. It's pretty much the same. And the, of course, being a stub, you get this nice thick horizontal line. Does it get any thicker than that? Oh, that's real writing. Oh, it doesn't like that. So you can, but I wouldn't recommend it. So yeah, that's the stub. All 4 of them are very smooth. Even the extra fine, just being the fact that it's not very fine if you compare to a lot of the Japanese fine and extra fine nibs. It's quite chunky, but it feels extremely nice to write with because it's very smooth. So I'll do some figure eights and do some with you can see that there is some line variation. Do it with the fine as well. It's very much the same actually if you think about it. Very minor difference. The medium might get a bit more. See that? Again, when you actually apply pressure, all of them become pretty similar. And of course, we saw that the stub has some railroading here. Let's see how it does with figure eights. So it doesn't really like that, but even without you needing to do anything, just because of the fact that it is a stub, you actually get that line variation. So I wouldn't apply much pressure on this stub. It seems like it doesn't really like that. It could also be the fact that I haven't used it in a while, just because I have 5 of them. See, this is the gold nib, gold finished version in medium as well. It writes the same. And a V800, so it is the same. And this is a diamine dark forest ink. So it is actually, interestingly, I feel like the gold one is a little bit bouncier than the silver colored ones. Try that again. It's very slight, guys, so I wouldn't put much weight on that. It is, you can see that it lays down a nice juicy line, especially if you use a wetter ink. It's very nice and smooth. So maybe we should compare it with some other number 8 sized Chinese nibs. So this is the margin, sorry. So this is the Junlai 630. This is a fine. So this is a Junlai or Wing Sung number 8 steel fine nib in a 630, and the ink is diamine ancient copper. This has a very similar line to the fine, Then we got the other side, but it's definitely has a lot more feedback on this one. Doesn't have as much line variation, I think. Compare it with this one, you can see that this one has a lot more line variation, so it's actually definitely softer, and it's, you can hear this, it has a lot more feedback. It's not unpleasant, it's a very nice, I would like to say Sailor-like feedback a little bit. Not as nice as Sailor, but it'll do. Next, we'll have a look at the July Wing Sung number 8 steel medium nib, 630. It's very nice and juicy, this one. I can't remember what ink I have in this, but I believe it's Waterman Intense Black. That's what I put in a lot of my pens. Very nice, a bit more pressure, and yeah, it's good. It's got some bounce, but it's not as doesn't feel as pleasant as the Asvine. I really like smooth nibs, although I do enjoy the feedback of Sailors and pens like that. It's very pleasant still, and it's nice and juicy. I did tune it a little bit, and the thing that the Asvine doesn't have is number 8 steel broad nib, 630. This is a very nice nib if you like a nice thick juicy line. This is a Waterman, I believe it's called Harmonious Green, and it's a very nice. It's got some feedback as well, but it's very nice and smooth. So what the Asvine doesn't have is a broad. I wish they did. I would love a broad number 8 nib from Asvine. You can see this is a stub. It's a very nice stub, but I actually prefer a broad nib personally. So if they had a broad nib, I'd get it for sure. The other nib that I can compare it with is my Mahjong P140 in the Expedition nib. It's about the same size. I'll show you. So this is the Asvine. Focus, yep. And this is the Mahjong. Both are very nice. This is a fine. So this is a I think I spelled that wrong. Mahjong, I think. It's a P140 number 8 steel fine nib. The ink is Robert Oster Melbourne Tram Green. It's very pleasant. It's got less feedback than the Wing Sung, and if I compare it with the, never done it side by side, but let me compare it with the fine from it's about the same. You know, does it have any bounce? I think I'm getting a bit more bounce from the Asvine. So you know how everyone says about the Expedition nib having a nice bounce? It has a nice bounce, but I think the Asvines are better. Line variation? A little bit. Can also look at the this is the Mahjong 140 number 8 steel medium. This is the old Expedition nib that is not stamped but laser engraved, one of the old ones that everybody talks about. The ink is Noodler's Arizona Sunset. I believe that's what it's called, the new name. And the nib is very nice and bouncy. Look at the lines. It's a lot like the Asvine, where you get a bit of variation between the horizontal and vertical, and you do get some line variation, and it's very, very nice and smooth as well. So let's take some measurements on the line. Let's have a look at these. So to look at line width, I'm going to use this. I was given this in a test I'm doing for some paper that a fellow Fountain Pen Australia group member is doing. Thanks to him for sending these across. So let's look at the lines, right? For the Asvine extra fine, I think it looks like it is it's more like a 0.35 to 0.4, maybe. I would say even more like 0.4 depending on how much pressure you put. Like this line's a bit more like 0.35, but the one above I might have put a bit more pressure, and that's 0.4. And the horizontal line with no pressure, it's more like a 0.6, I would say, even 0.65. And with pressure, that line blows out to be almost a 1.1. Yeah, it's more like a 1.1 at the thickest end. Look at this one. So yeah, that's it's nice. So it goes out from what did I say, 0.35, 0.4 all the way to 1.1. That's very impressive. For the fine, it is I would say 0.4 to 0.45. If you look at it horizontally, it doesn't change that much. It's about a 0.4, I would say. But vertically, that becomes without any pressure 0.65. So that is quite a chunky fine nib, and with pressure about the same. Maybe if you really put more pressure on it, it does, oh look at that, it does go to 1.3 if you really put some pressure on it, but I would say more like 1.1, 1.2. So that's that. The medium, have a look at the medium. Horizontal is about, it's a bit thicker, 0.45 to 0.5, and vertical is like a 0.75 to 0.8. And with pressure, again, it's the same. It's 1.3. Does it go to 1.4? Almost 1.4, I would say. Nice. The stub, horizontal, as you can see, it's, again, the horizontal doesn't change much between all these. It is a, I would say, 0.45, maybe. And the vertical stub is 1.1 with no pressure. If you put a bit more pressure, it's 1.3. A lot more pressure, 1.4. So those are the measurements of the Asvine nibs, starting from the extra fine to the fine to the medium to the stub. If you look at the, let's just, for the fun of it, compare this line. It is about the same, 0.35, 0.4. The vertical is 0.5, I would say. No, a bit more than that, 0.6. And with some pressure, it's about 0.9. This, the medium, the horizontal line does grow more than the Asvine. The Asvines are very, very stable. And that's how you can see that it's a 0.5 on the horizontal, and on the vertical, it is wow, it's 0.85, 0.9. Maybe I would say 0.85. With more pressure, it does go out to like 1.1. And the bold, the yummy bold nib, starts off horizontally at about 0.65, 0.7 maybe, and the vertical line is 0.95 to almost 1 millimeter. I'm not sure, did I put some pressure on this? I should try and put some pressure on this one as well. Yeah, it's not much. It doesn't change that much. Look at this. It's more like a 1.2, 1.3 at the most. And the margin is, I think the horizontal line is about the same, and the vertical is 0.7. Oh no, not really. 0.65. And with pressure, it does go out to 0.9, 0.95 for the fine, and for the medium, it is doesn't change much on the horizontal. There's a lot of feathering. You can see 0.5, 0.55, and the vertical line, it's about 0.95. So those are the Chinese nibs. Don't think I have any more number 8 Chinese nib pens. Let you have a look at this again. Those are the Asvines, and I'll leave you to enjoy that. So that's the comparison of the Asvine number 8 size nib. Which one is right for you after seeing all the comparisons that I've done? Do you have the same experience that I do if you have any of these? For me, my go-to is the medium. I have a few of these, but I do enjoy each one of these at different times. Let me know down below in the comments what your thoughts are. And if you've made it to this part of the video, I'll really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. And with that, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.